First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rabakakwadash. I would also like to give a double honors unto the apostles and to the elders, bishops of Great Millstone, who do rule well, that have taught me this truth. And I would also like to say a sincere shalom to the scattered elect, the hopeful elect, the brothers who are out there prophesying, laboring in this truth, in this doctrine, risking their lives. Unto you I say shalom. The best case scenario for us to the worst case scenario for them. This is going to be the ultimate trading places, or trading places. Okay, for someone going from the top to the bottom, and someone going from the bottom to the top in an instant. Okay, and I'm referring to the kingdom of heaven. All right, and it's only for Israelites. Okay, and it's not based on skin color and this is based on nationality, but not this pseudo nationalities that this devil has given us. It's based on Israelites, those people who are Israelites according to their father's line, or their line goes back to Jacob. Okay, and we say this is so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and also the scattered Israelites among those heathens. The kingdom of heaven is for you, because we know that a lot of these jakes that are scattered amongst the heathen, they're catching hell over there. Okay, just like we're catching hell here in Babylon, in Central and South America, Jake is catching hell. But we're going to go from the worst case scenario for us, for our nation, for our people, okay, to the best case scenario we could ever be. We're going to be at the highest. We're going to be at our pinnacle. All right, whatever your prime is, that's how you're going to be for the rest of your life. You won't have to worry about anything. You won't have any worries. But it starts with the new covenant. All right, that's what's going to put us in the best case scenario. That's what's going to put us above these nations forever. The new covenant. All right, not because yes, we're a great people. Okay, but we've been stripped of our heritage. Okay, but like I said, we're great people because we clearly are better than these heathen nations in every aspect. Far as everything. Of course, the first thing we think of is athletics and our physical prowess, but also you have to think about our innovative minds. All right, Jake is an inventor. Scripture says Jake is a former of all things. All right, we invent everything. We make things better. Okay, but of course you have those bad apples, the 2/3 of our people that don't want to get it right. All right, that's not going to fully. Well, it's not for them to fully understand the truth. So they'll be in their right mind in the kingdom of heaven, but right now they're not in their right mind. They're rebellious against the heavenly Father and his prophets. Okay, and even like I said, eventually they'll be in the best case scenario. But right now, and we're all jacked up. Okay, but those that are trying, all right, those that are repentant, those that are pushing towards that mark of exemption, all right, to be spared when Yahawashi comes back with the angels and delivers the elect. Okay, that those are ones that who are continuing to fight. All right, who are continuing to continue to fight for righteousness. Okay, but like I said, we're gonna go from the best case scenario to the worst. The best case scenario for us unto the worst case scenario for them. And I said it starts with the new covenant. All right, so let me get the new covenant. I can get it in either Hebrews or Jeremiah, but I'll go to Hebrews. Hebrews 8, and I'll start at 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. All right, the first covenant was with the children of Israel when Moses went to the mount and Mount Sinai and got the laws, and brought them down and gave them to Jake on the tablets. Okay, but that was the first covenant, which was the laws weren't faultless. It was the people. Well, the scripture is going to say that. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. That's the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom. All right, the kingdom of Israel won't be in two anymore. We're going to come back together. Okay, under this new covenant. All right, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. So, hey, that was the time where, hey, after King Solomon reigned for 40 years, King David 40 years, King Solomon 40 years, hey, we began to wax worse and worse and worse, and the Lord began to um, discontinue us from our heritage. The nation split between the northern and the southern kingdom, and we began to wax worse and worse through various captivities. Of course, the northern kingdom went into captivity under the Assyrians, and then after their captivity was up, they went over to the New World, so-called New World, with the Americas, and began to dwell there. But as time went on, the southern kingdom in um, were in captivity under the Babylonians, and the Persians and the Medes defeated them or conquered them, and then we went from one captivity to the next, and each captivity we lost a part of our heritage. Okay, but in this captivity, Babylon, we lost it all. We were just a people with nothing. All right, but the Lord had quickened us with His Spirit. All right, and made quicken mean to make alive, and he's starting to deal with us again. First and foremost, giving us the name. Okay, and but like I said, we went the new covenant. Excuse me, the old covenant. We departed from, or we broke that covenant because we began to wax worse and worse by first following after false gods and idols and various other wickedness that we dwelled in as a nation. Okay, for the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel in those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind, and I will write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. All right, so we're going to be programmed with the law, statutes, and commandments written in us. All right, so we won't have to ask what's going to say. I'm going to read it and then I'll go into it. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. All right, so all Israelites, all right, is never going to sin, never going to go off. You know, that's putting us in the best case scenario, and then everything else that comes after that. All right, the rulership, having the heathens up under us, the wives, the palaces, everything that the Lord promised that He would give us, streets paved with gold, all that's going to come. But the first thing we need as a people is that second covenant. So we will be perfect. So we will be acceptable unto Yahawashi. All right. So the Lord will want to deal with us. Will deal with us again. Okay. So actually, I'm going to go from there to Ezekiel 36, and I'll start at verse 24. And I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. This is part of the deliverance, but this is also part of the new covenant, or the deliverance and the new covenant. All right, the Lord's we were scattered according to Deuteronomy 28 and 64. That was one of the curses, and the Lord is going to gather us from all countries, from amongst those heathen nations where Jacob scattered. All right, but we know the main deliverance is going to take place here in Babylon. All right, verse 25. Then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean, in all your filthiness, from all your idols I will cleanse you. So all our sins, all our wickedness we've done, the Lord is going to give us a clean slate. Okay, and that clean slate is going to remain clean forever. Okay, we ain't going to get no stain on that white garment the Lord is going to give us, which represents the new covenant. All right, a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. Or the stony heart represents the law. Okay, but the Lord is going to is going to it's not going to be on a tablet anymore. It's going to be within us. Okay, I will put my spirit within you, and I will cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall make and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. All right, and that's the new covenant. All right, the Lord's going to put those laws, statutes, and commandments within us. So we won't have to ask, brother, what's the Sabbath? Or is the Sabbath coming up? Okay, when's the Passat? Okay, or when's the Feast of Tabernacle? We won't. We'll all know. We'll all be in one accord. We'll all be in unison. Okay, that's what begins the best case scenario for our nation, for our people. All right, and it starts with the elect. All right, the elect are going to receive the new covenant before any of them, in any of the nation. All right, this is Judith, the book of Judith, chapter in the Apocrypha, chapter 5, in verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people and sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let's go up, and we shall overcome them. All right, and that's what happened. All right, we departed from our power. Therefore, these nations were able to come up against us and defeat us and overcome us and rule over us. All right, that was the best case scenario for them. We have the Lord's people, the greatest innovators, the greatest inventors, the greatest athletes in our possession to do what we want them to do. Okay, not what they should not what they should be doing, which is serving their power. And if they serve their power, the Lord will bless them, give them unlimited blessings. Okay, verse 21. Here, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest the Lord defend them and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. And that's going to happen again. All right, they're going to become a reproach. These heathens before all the world, because the nation of Israel is returning back to their first estate. All right, as the sons of God. Okay. Let me see. And like I said, the things that come with the kingdom are unlimited blessings. Imagine that. This is Deuteronomy 28, and I'm going to just read the first few verses. And it shall come to pass that if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all the commandments which I have commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. All right, so we're going to receive an abundance of blessings. Okay, that's partaking in the new covenant. All right, let me go from there to John, the book of John, chapter 14, and verse 1. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in the Most High, believe also in me. For in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. But I go prepare a place for you. And if I go prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may also. All right. So the Lord Yahawashi, the kingdom is being prepared. You don't think Yahawashi wants to give it to the first fruits? All right, those that that were with him from the beginning. All right, he says, in my Father's house are many mansions. So if you living in, say you homeless right now, you believe upon this truth and you believe in Yahawashi, the Lord got everything. Man, the Lord got everything planned out for us. It's just like a big party that's never ending. Like already got the food, you got the music, you got everything in its perfect order. The Lord got the garments, everything waiting for us. Okay, we just have to endure to the end and pass that finish line and be beamed up on them chariots. Okay, let me see. Matthew chapter 19, and I'm going to go to verse 26. But Yahawashi beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible. And then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahawashi said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the kingdom. This is the kingdom of heaven, or which we're hastening for. Okay, we're at the end of this kingdom in the kingdom of heaven. All right, the kingdom of heaven is going to be hell for these heathens. Okay, and after 1,000 years, hey, the heathens will be all right. They'll get their portion, but they'll know who the people of the Lord. They'll know. They won't. I won't say they won't know the Lord. They'll know who the power of the universe is. They'll know who Yahawah is. Okay, they'll know and begin to learn our law, statutes, and commandments. They'll learn the righteous way of the Lord intended for us to, treat our fellow brethren and and treat the earth. Okay, the difference between abominable foods and righteous ones. They'll know these things. All right, but they're gonna have to learn. They're gonna have to learn our righteous law, statutes, and commandments. All right, verse 29. And everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or fathers or mothers or wives or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Okay, so it's going to be a complete change of rulership, a complete change of places. Okay, Esau is going to go from the top to the bottom, even below the bottom. Okay, and Jake is going to go from the bottom to the top, where we're going to stay, where we're really where we're supposed to be. Okay, but like I said, that's the best case scenario for us, even in these times, living, knowing this, how we're having faith in this, and you got to have faith. All right, that the Lord is going to, like whatever your position is, whatever your condition is, it's nothing for the Lord to make it better, but the Lord is going to make it better forever. All right, but you have to believe. And as for these heathens, they're going to the worst case scenario. Okay, you ever think of whatever they feel could be the worst case scenario they could be in, worst situation, it's going to be worse than that. Because the thing about the heathens is, they think, oh, slavery. It ain't about the slavery. It's for us, all right, for the true and sincere men of the Lord. It's the peace of mind, okay, where you have that peace of mind where it's the world is, I'm gonna say, it won't sound cliche, but the world is lifted off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about this and worry about that. All right, hell, you don't have to worry about sinning in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, but the heathens, the thing about them is, it ain't really about the slavery part. It's the mental part that they can't do nothing about it. They can't manipulate. They can't lie. They can't do all the wickedness they've done to remain on top in the kingdom of heaven. And that's what's going to drive them crazy. They can't rebel. We know your thoughts. Okay, we won't be able to do any of that. All that, because the kingdom is being translated. By that point, the kingdom has been translated. All right, to the righteous seed, to the children of the Most High. All right, so let me go from there to Lamentations 1:21. They have heard that I sigh. There is none that comfort me. All mine enemies have heard of my troubles. They are glad that thou hast done it, meaning the Heavenly Father has done it. All right, and these heathens think they brought us down by their own hands, by their own power. Thou will bring the day that thou hast called, and ye shall be like unto me. Okay? You heathens are going to be like unto us. All right? These curses are going to be upon you. Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me for all my transgressions. For my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. All right? So, the Lord is going to do unto them as they done unto us. Okay, they're going to feel the grief, the anguish, the anxiety. Okay, the heartache, all the things that Jake go through. All right, shit, everything. All right, but worse. The Lord gonna. Esau did a number on our people for sure, but the Lord gonna put it on their ass in the kingdom of heaven. All right. So let me go from there. Speaking of our enemies, Psalms 80, the 83rd chapter. Um, maps it out. 83 and Psalms 83:2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thine hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance. And all these heathens were confederate, all right, everyone together against us. Some, might not have went as hard, but they were in on it, okay? Because you know how they were in on it. If they weren't, directly, had their hand in slavery, they were silent about it. All right, they all agreed that as long as we keep these people, as long as you make this oath to us and keep these people in darkness about their true heritage and their true nationality, we all going. Hey, Esau told them, we're all going to eat, or we're all going to live, we're all going to be prosperous, we're all going to be rich. All right, but he didn't tell them. Esau didn't tell them that, hey, these people could wake up, or hey, these people might wake up, but these people are waking up. These people will waking up, are being awakened. Excuse me, by the spirit of Yahawashi. That's what this devil didn't. That's how proud he was. All right. If they really knew if they really knew that we were going to wake up, they should have burned all the Bibles, got banned the Bible. But the Most High wouldn't let them do that. All right, because the Most High is ultimately in control. Okay, back to the nations. Verse 6. For the tabernacles of Edom, all right, the first one on there, and the Ishmaelites, all right, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher is also joined with them. They have hope in, excuse me, the children of Lot, Selah. Okay, so hey, these are all the heathen nations that starting with Esau, of course. All right, Esau and Amalek on there, but all these heathen nations are going to go. Even the Hamites, and they over there living third world. It might be an upgrade. We say how the kingdom is going to be jacked up for the Edomites. Hell, the kingdom it may be an upgrade for the way the Hamites is living over there. Okay, but they're going to have to learn to live a righteous lifestyle and don't be eating abominable foods and doing all type of wicked ass sacrifices and shit. They gonna get their ass whooped because they had their hand in our captivity. Okay, if they helped capture Jake, or over there in the southern, not the southern, excuse me, the western and central parts of Africa. Okay, so they had their hand in our captivity, even though they they living like it's like Ham is like the epitome of a heathen. They just really Esau, but Ham is really fucking low. Excuse my language. So I want to go from there to the book of Isaiah 14:1. And the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. All right, and those strangers are Israelites. All right, um, not heathens. All right, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and in the house of Israel shall possess them in the land. Shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. All right, this is a nice way of saying slavery, but hey, that's what it's going to be. I'll even put it like this: you're going to have full-time employment in the kingdom of heaven. All right, it'll never be an Edomite, there'll never be a Hamite, an Ishmaelite that don't got a job. That's got the unemployment will be 0%. Okay, in the kingdom of heaven, every heathen is going to have a job. You're going to have heathen babies coming out the womb with a job. Okay, you're going to be a steelsmith or whatever your job is going to be. That's going to be your profession. Okay, it ain't gonna be like Esau's kingdom where people out there and poor and they ain't got a job. No, everybody's gonna have a job. Mainly Esau. Okay, um, but yeah, we were captive, and we're gonna put our captives in captivity. All right, thus saith the scriptures. All right, who else is gonna build up our kingdom? We ain't gonna build it up. All right, just like we build up this weak ass kingdom here in Babylon. All right, as it's crumbling now. But all right, but over the hundreds of years, we helped this country be to what it is. All right, without Jake, this place would still be mostly desert. Okay, excuse me. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. And it reads, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So the Lord is not, the Lord is righteous. Okay? The Lord is, hey, they put hell upon us. He put the curses upon us. Hey, they're going to have to deal with those same curses that we dealt with in Deuteronomy 28:16 all the way to 68. Okay? They're going to have to deal with that. All right? Let me go from there to the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, and I'm going to start at verse, 10. And thy sons of the stranger shall build thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I mercy on thee. Therefore the gates shall be open continually. Let me go to this. He says, the king shall minister unto thee. Okay, minister means to serve. So the so-called kings of this world, the Edomites, international banking families, they're going to serve us. Okay, they're going to build up our walls, the walls of Jerusalem, because Jerusalem, the land of Israel, got to be destroyed. All right, it's going to be just completely flatline. I mean, yeah, it's going to be completely, just destroyed, and they got to build it up. They're going to build it up from scratch. Okay, they're going to get the gold and put the gold in place and melt it down, and however the palaces, the kingdom, the temple, however it's going to look and how glorious it's going to be, they're going to build it. Okay, and it's going to be built perfect. All right, it's going to be right, and if not, that's going to be an ass whooping. All right, it's more than an ass whooping, but hey, you heathens going to get really, you're going to pay. All right, therefore thy gate shall be open continually, and they shall not be shut day nor night, that men shall bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. All right, so these nations are going to bring us they're going to want to bring us the best of their best. Here's the best gold I have. Here's the best rubies, and here's here's my daughter. They're going to be giving us any and everything that we want. All right, and they're gonna do it willfully. All right, they ain't gonna be like, oh man, I gotta no. They're gonna want to serve us. All right. All right. Let me see. Oh yeah, let me continue to read. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the places of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of their feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee. And this is talking. It's saying, but Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Okay, but it's just talking about, and it reiterates it here. Whereas thou hast been forsaken, meaning the people, forsaken and hated, not the actual land, so that no man went through thee, and I will make thee an external excellency, a joy for many generations. Okay, so many generations. We're going to be a joy into the world. All right. Let me go from here real quick. Isaiah 49, and I'm going to jump down to verse 22. 22. Thus said the Lord, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in thy arms, and thy daughters shall be carried on their shoulders. The kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens nursing mothers, and they shall bow down to thee in their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. I am the Lord. For they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. All right, so this is just showing you how these heathens are going to be in subjection to us. All right, ain't no Edomites gonna be nursing my around my children in the kingdom. But hey, we're gonna have they're gonna serve us. Their kings, their queens, the ones that were once on high, they're gonna be brought very, very low. Okay, and that's gonna be the worst case scenario for them because actually tell an Edomite right now that I ain't talking about a regular Edomite that live next door to you that you see at Walmart or some shit. I'm talking about the international banking families, the wicked elite. You tell them now that hey, they're gonna serve us, they're gonna lick up the dust, all right, from our boots or whatever, or they're gonna plow our fields and pick our produce, our fresh produce. They wouldn't, man, they would laugh in our face. They would say in a million years they would never do that. But hey, the Lord's gonna make them do it, okay? Because they're gonna, a lot of these wicked elites gonna survive the destruction. All right, just for Psalms 148 and is that 17 to come to pass. All right, tell a Rothschild this gonna happen. Isaiah 48 and where is it? Oh, maybe it's 49. I think 149. 149 and 7 to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. So those kings got to be bind with them chains, okay? And their nobles going to be with fetters of iron. Or the higher ups of these wicked Edomites, hey, this change waiting on you. All right. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the hopeful elect, and I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakwadash, Shalom.